Godzilla.
Okay, Godzilla it is. So, Chrissy, did you know that Godzilla was named because it is the top of all the Zillas? It is the Godzilla, the top predator.
Okay, so let's just really talk about this. Let's talk about this. So, I was very happy at Godzilla.
Yes.
Maybe some would say too happy. I do remember high-fiving people and screaming in glee. But it was Godzilla. I mean, come on.
Was I the person that you high-fived?
Yes.
Okay, just checking to see if there were others when I wasn't looking.
No. No, there weren't. So I have never had such a perfect moment of absolute bliss at feeling like a child again. And Godzilla made me feel like that.
Why does Godzilla make you feel happiness?
Because I remember watching the movies when I was, a little kid.
Okay.
And I remember them transporting me to a better place.
Japan?
Yes.
Japan is a better place.
Yes, it teleported.
Is this really just about you liking Japan? And yet I'm the one that does origami and knows all the Japanese.
Fine, okay?
Listen, I'm not attacking you. You just gotta slow down because I am in love with many aspects of the Japanese culture. Godzilla is not one of them, but I respect it.
Oh, Lisa, you're so wrong.
Do I actually like Godzilla and I don't know it? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, you're so wrong for not liking Godzilla.
Okay, so again, what is it about Godzilla?
So, I mean, he's the only one that listens to me.
Is he your special imaginary friend?
No. No, he's not the one. Well, okay, Godzilla. He's this otherworldly creature. This creature that came through the horribleness of radiation and yet becomes humans' best friend.
Yeah, I think he's a protector, right? And he has a special child friend, which shows that he's compassionate. He doesn't talk much. I like that in a man. I like the tall, dark, and handsome type. Tall, dark, and silent.
Yeah. This explains so much.
I like my men like I like Godzilla. 136 feet tall. Oh, yeah.
I'm very frightened. So anyway, Godzilla, so he is a protector. Sure, he probably kills thousands of people as he's stomping through Tokyo or whatever,
but that's an accident, right?
Yeah,
That's what I never understood was...
He's really not bad, Lisa. He doesn't mean to be bad.
He's a bad boy. Why don't all women love Godzilla? He's hung.
Oh, no.
I mean, you'd think women would be into that.
No, Lisa.
Hung like Godzilla. Oh, yeah. Lasers come out of it, ladies. Get in line. Does it have scales on it?
Lisa, it did not focus. The movies never focus on that area.
Yeah, actually, how could you miss it? Godzilla's a grower!
He's a grower, not a shower.
Okay, see, I feel like I'm learning a lot about Godzilla today. Tell me more.
So, he also, shoots lasers, which right there, techie cool.
Yeah, so remind me, because I'm trying to think of different movies. Maybe I'm getting confused. He has...
Lisa, Godzilla 5 is coming out soon.
Zune.
Okay, did not mean to drop that
Everything's better with the Z. That's why he's Godzilla.
Anyway.
What's a Zune?
A Zune? That's Microsoft's iPod.
No wonder I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made one.
See, that was, it was not a pun intended, but it kind of worked.
Is that something that already came out and failed? Or
Yes, it did.
oh, okay, because I was going to say they were a little late to the party.
His lasers that come out is very techy, and I like that.
Oh, so Godzilla is a product made by Microsoft.
Maybe that's why he's not very popular.
But this segment is brought to you by Bill Gates and the Loom.
The loom. Oh, the abacus.
Yes, it was a Luddite joke.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, that was a 19th century joke for those of you keeping score at home.
Those of you wearing corsets, please.
That's 19th century 0, Godzilla 1. All right, so Godzilla. He is not made by Microsoft. He is a flesh and blood reptile, right?
Yes.
But he has lasers that come out of his eyes or mouth.
Lisa, he's a radioactive lizard.
Okay, that's not the whole story. He's a complex person. Okay,
very
he cannot be summed up in one sentence. That's
Godzilla,
why
yay? Doesn't that sum it up?
I'm trying to learn more about him. I seem to remember flames. Did he ever have flames that came out of his
I don't
mouth?
think in the movie he had flames.
I'm not talking about this latest movie. I'm talking about, the classic 60s
I think
movies.
he did have flames.
That it kind of looked like a Bunsen burner or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Much cooler Bunsen burner.
So he did have like fire.
I think so.
I don't know if that's part of the Godzilla canon or if that's, Godzilla Apocrypha. Cristy, people can't see you roll your eyes on the radio.
You can, can't you? Can you see me roll my eyes? That's kind of the effect I was going for.
I sure can. And I wish that our listener could also see you roll your eyes.
My mom's listening.
Does that mean your boyfriend is not subscribing to this podcast?
He said he would, but come on. He's probably asleep by now, and mom's the only one actually paying attention.
Oh, they're so cute. I don't know what they're talking about.
Ay, qué linda.
Mis hijas son techies.
Aww.
I don't know what that is.
I made her a Japanese girl.
Oh God! Now we're gonna lose our listener.
Sorry, Mom. So, I don't know. I have never felt that happy like a little girl before, and it just made me so happy. I know a lot of people were disappointed because, there was a lot of human story in the latest movie. They wanted more Godzilla, and, I tend to agree.
That's understandable, but again, Godzilla does not talk, so there's only so much you can do with him.
That is true. I like that they set up a story to kind of explain it, because, there's got to be, like, one person who's never seen it who went to the movie.
Explain why he doesn't talk?
Well, no, but, if you just have this monster coming out and stomping around the city, you're not going to have any background on it if you are not cool and don't know what Godzilla is.
Right. We can't all be as cool as you. But, actually, that's a good point, because I think that moviegoers today, people who are actually going to shell out, $10 or $12 to go to a movie,
are 13
and may not have seen the 8 or 20 movies made in the 60s.
Yeah.
It used to be on TV all the time, like here in Florida. I think they had, do you remember this? Like Godzilla Theater on Saturday afternoons or something like that?
Well, they had some sort of like sci-fi Saturday or something like that, because they also had some of my favorites, which were like the giant scary bunnies, which was...
Is that capitalized?
Yes, it is.
TGSB.
I don't remember
scary
the
bunnies
name of the movie, but it just was so funny because you have these giant bunnies that are like in tunnels, and they're like scaring everybody, and you see these people screaming, and there's this cute bunny coming out of the cave, like, and it's like, oh my God, it's
I have
gonna eat me.
no recollection of
They
this.
had a movie with giant ants, which that scared the crap out of me.
The one from the 50s? Them? Exclamation mark? That one?
Yes, that one scared the crap out of me.
That's a classic.
Because I'm scared
The
of
giant scary
miniature
bunnies, I
ants.
do not recall at all. I think you might
so
have dreamt
funny.
that.
No, I did not.
Okay, I'm going to do some research. But
I was
them,
high. No, I wasn't, but
not when you were 8. Were you?
Lisa, there's so many things you don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to know that one.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a science fiction Saturday.
Yes. I remember also Mecha
Godzilla.
And there was, Ultraman. That's who I was trying to think of.
Oh,
Ultraman was a robot, right?
Yes,
And
and
didn't...
Mechagodzilla was a robot, but it was the mechanical version of Godzilla.
Yes, before the word, or the popularization of the word like cyber. I think mecha was the stand-in for anything that was robotic. So yeah, Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Mothra.
Shh, don't say Mothra, I'll get too excited.
We gotta keep it low and relaxed
The Quiet Storm.
so that we can go on PBS.
The Quiet Storm. Sweaty balls. That's wonderful.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Now, going back to Godzilla and the Ultraman, are those all part of the same universe?
Yeah.
Like that they're all interrelated?
Yeah, they were all from the Godzilla movies.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, Mechagodzilla was in one of the older movies, and Ultraman, as you stated,
Right.
Was in the older movies.
Okay. So my point was, I don't think that, kids that are going to go to the movies to see a Godzilla movie today know anything about that. So you do have to give them the backstory. I think that, the term Godzilla for our generation, we take it for granted. Everyone, it's just part of what every American person who is not living under a rock knows. But for, teenagers today, I don't think that's true. So if you're doing a remake of a 70-year-old monster movie, and if you can hear judgment in the tone of my voice, you're reading it right. She's going to roll her eyes again. Here it comes. Listeners,
just shaking
can
my
you hear
head.
it? Can you hear that?
Shaking my head.
Listener, can you hear
It's
the
just
sound
like, no,
of her
Lisa.
eyeballs
No,
going
Lisa,
back in her
I
head?
thought we were doing a sci-fi podcast. What is this about now? You don't like sci-fi? You're going to be anti-Godzilla? Fuck you.
Oh no. You just lost our listener. She doesn't like bad
Oh, sorry,
language.
Mom, but we are going with the E for explicit.
No, my only point was that yes, for kids today, the younger generation, you need to give them backstory. And I thought that this Godzilla movie handled that pretty well. I don't know if I knew all about that, Godzilla backstory necessarily. I mean, I knew something about the radiation, but I didn't know about, I don't know. Maybe I did know.
Well, it's, I'd like to learn more about it, the origins of Godzilla. I have an inkling that it was probably a graphic novel before it became a movie.
That I don't know. Like, when did anime start?
That's a good question. I am not an anime fan, so I don't know very much about it.
I mean, well, maybe that's the wrong term then, but, graphic novels in Japan.
In Japan? Oh, I don't know.
I know they have a long history. I don't know if it went as far back as, the 50s and 60s.
I do know that I did hear someone talk about how they lived in Japan. It was an American who lived in Japan in the army base or something, and he talked about going and getting the American graphic novels there.
Uh-huh.
And how a lot of people weren't very into it. It was more of an American thing.
And what time period was this in?
I think this was in like the 60s.
1949. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. But
It's an interesting idea, though, because that's become such an all-consuming part of, pop culture. When we think of Japan as, anime, and we had a lot of Japanese cartoons, at least, when we were growing up. Sailor Moon and Speed Racer.
I'm trying to remember it was a podcast that I was listening to, and they had one of the one artist that is now doing Black Widow, who I love him. Like when I was looking at the different Black Widow versions, his art was just beautiful.
Okay.
Anyway, he was talking about how he was in I believe it was Japan, and how they weren't really into graphic novels.
Interesting.
But I may be wrong. Someone will correct me.
Someone who's getting their master's in anime will let us know. Hey, we'll have them on the show.
There you go.
It'll be a very scholarly, interesting, fun-filled afternoon.
Are you being sarcastic?
A little bit. I don't know whether people are really interested in that stuff,
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah. Then I would love to hear about it.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of people at the Godzilla movie that we went to see that were excited.
I'm not sure they were excited about Godzilla.
There seemed to be other people cheering when I was cheering.
Yeah, no, I absolutely think.
I may have been the loudest one, but...
Perhaps. I think there were people our age, that is to say, not quite middle-aged.
Old.
Okay, old. There were teenagers there as well, but I don't think they were as interested in the movie as they were each other.
No.
Whereas people our age, whose hormones have already calmed down, they seem to be, there for Godzilla. So I think these are your people.
Yes.
The Godzilla
My people. I am excited for the next one.
So that's happening already?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some talk that Mothra is going to be in it, which I'm super excited about.
What about the miniature dancing ladies?
What?
Remember there were like these little dancing ladies in the 60s movie? Mojira!
Oh, like Godzilla cheerleaders.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember that well.
I wonder if they're going to translate. Maybe, like, in addition to having Elizabeth Olsen, they'll have her sisters, like, doing the little Mothra dance and going, "Go, go, Godzilla!
Go, go, Godzilla!"
Is Godzilla just the English name? Does he have a Japanese name?
I think that is the Japanese name, and we've just
Wasn't it
Americanized
Gojira?
Gojira, maybe.
All right, Christy, we need to do some serious Godzilla research
know,
here,
man.
because I have a lot of unanswered questions.
Lisa, I thought we were going to bone up before we did podcasting.
No, that was the other podcast. This is your penis.
Oh, that's very funny.
You've really made a good joke when someone says, "That is so funny."
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
just recently I saw a Godzilla movie which I thought was so awesome. It was Godzilla in a lake, right? And then they found eggs, which turn out to be eggs from another creature. But then in those eggs, they find a Godzilla egg, because I guess that is what Godzilla does.
Oh, like those animals that put their egg in somebody
Yes.
else's nest?
Yes, that is apparently what Godzilla does.
Like the
And so
cuckoo?
there's a baby Godzilla in it. It was genius.
Like
It was
hanging
absolute
out with the
genius.
birds?
And they took the egg to to their, like the scientific building or whatever, and the egg opens inside the building. And so the mom Godzilla is looking for their baby. It is all freaked out, like tearing buildings down or whatever. And the baby Godzilla is happy. Like there's this lady there that's taking care of it, and
Ooh, the foster mother.
yeah, it was really good.
Oh, so this like a woman throwdown, like, that's my child, you bitch.
It was kind of like that. Like they start to take apart the building, and so finally they take the baby Godzilla outside of the building so it will not lock it down. And happily ever after, baby Godzilla with Mama Godzilla.
Wow. I don't think I heard about this one. Is this from the original?
This was one of the newer ones, which I think was in the 70s, but there was an older one that was done with a baby Godzilla.
Interesting. And yet you don't like lizards.
I like lizards. I don't like snakes.
I mean, you're not a lizard snake person.
Well, snakes, I think, are very interesting.
To look at and not touch.
I acknowledge their need to exist, but hopefully far, far away from me.
I believe that's what the Arizona Supreme Court said in relation to black people. Is that basically your stance?
Oh, thank you. So now you're calling me a snake racist. God, I knew you were a bitch, but please.
Don't kill my baby.
Oh, my. Okay, so we've been talking about Godzilla, and we were doing some guessing. So I looked up Wikipedia. Godzilla was actually originated in a movie, so not a graphic novel. And
That's for those of you keeping track at home. Once again, that's 1 point for Lisa.
yeah. Anyway,
Okay, no points for Lisa. Keep going.
why do you do this to me?
Every single time.
All right.
Okay, so he started in the movie. There was no...
actually, and in the word Godzilla actually came from two Japanese words, which is Gojira. Gojira is the original Godzilla, and that's taken from gorira, which is gorilla, and kuchira, which is whale. And that was basically describing Godzilla as a cross between a gorilla and a whale because of his size, his power, and his aquatic origin.
Can I say something here?
Yes.
I'm not going to make fun of you, but I think it's interesting.
Go ahead.
It's what I'm paid.
As if I could stop you.
Cristy, it's what I'm paid to do, okay? And the person who's paying me is you. So you really need to
I'm sorry, we
that.
need to really discuss this because I wasn't going to pay
It's
you.
in my job description.
Oh, you didn't sign a contract.
The thing that I was saying about Godzilla being, the chief predator,
Yeah.
and that's why he's the god
Whatever.
of Zillas. I just wanted to say that came from the movie itself in a speech made by Ken Watanabe. But, okay. So, go on.
No, it's okay. You can go ahead. I'm sorry. By the way, he was wasted in that movie. Wasted.
I thought he was smoking a lot of pot, but I didn't know that the other people thought the same thing. He was totally high.
He was not high, but he was wasted. He's a fantastic actor, and he just kind of went, "Look at Godzilla! It's alive!" Or,
so you don't mean wasted like he was smoking or drinking?
I didn't even know why you were saying that.
I'm thinking that that's why he agreed to do the film.
Oh.
Because he was high at the time. He was like, yeah, man.
Well, I would think that, this is like Japanese,
He was the only Japanese person who would agree to be in this movie.
Oh, probably.
Okay, A, I don't think that's true. B, there were lots of, I don't know about lots. There were a couple of great actors. He's one of them. The other one, Sally Hawkins, is an English actress who played his assistant.
Oh.
And she was at least nominated. I don't remember if she won the Oscar last year for Best Supporting Actress. She was the sister in a Woody Allen movie, Blue Jasmine. But she was also in a lot of...
Oh, Blue Jasmine sucked.
Yes, it did. But she's a great actress. I enjoyed her from a bunch of English movies, especially Happy Go Lucky, where she plays... Oh, yeah, that's the movie you refused to watch. You were like, I'm not watching this. It's boring.
Sorry. I kind of learned my lesson with Blue Jasmine, so I'm going to say that instinct was probably right.
Yeah, okay, you were probably right. Anyway, she's a really good actress. She's the real deal. And I think, maybe they wanted a couple of quality actors to bring in smart people. But also, Elizabeth Olsen was really good in that, I thought, in the Godzilla movie.
She was?
Yeah, that was... she was the nurse, the main love interest, not of Godzilla, of course. Does this conclude our Godzilla episode for today?
I think we are done with the Godzilla episode.
Because I'm tired of asking you questions about Godzilla.
If you have any comments or suggestions or screams of joy at Godzilla, please let us know. All right.
Till next time.
Bye, Mom.